Hello everybody, IMakeLevels here, and welcome back to another brutally honest 3-minute mod review where I help you find the best of the best mods while hopefully avoiding the worst of the worst. Today we are taking a look at Forgotten Mist for Left 4 Dead 2 made by Pins Design. Forgotten Mist is a ham and cheese sandwich on a Tuesday afternoon kind of mod. It's okay if you have nothing else lying around, but it's ultimately not very remarkable. It probably won't come up in any random conversations, and you only eat it with a resigned sigh. At its heart, it's a relatively short 3-map campaign where you start out in a city environment, move through a wooded environment, and escape via a boat at some docks. It sits comfortably in mediocrity and doesn't seem to try to escape that. Thinking back on it, the most memorable incident was a jet launching a missile at the street, and honestly, it was just a normal explosion that triggered a horde panic event. Forgotten Mist definitely has areas for improvement. There was no context for why we are here or why we're going to the docks. The intro fly-in cam conveyed no information at all. Nav mesh issues with special infected getting stuck occurred throughout the mod, and oh god, the light maps. While the author did have a spattering of directional audio from the survivors, other forms of player leading like lighting or spray paint decals were pretty sparse. One of the biggest hand-wavy criticisms I want to point out is that the general flow of the campaign was a bit off. For example, near the very beginning of the campaign in Map 1, we enter an explorable apartment complex type of building. It's maybe 8 rooms on 2 different floors, and the total amount of items contained in the whole building was 1 melee weapon and 1 pills. In my mind, this is the same thing as running down an alleyway for 2 minutes for 1 item at the very end, and then you have to turn around and run 2 minutes back to the main path. While that's slightly hyperbolic as a comparison to how it actually was in-game, it's just a bad metaphorical comparison. Although, this also ties into the whole mod feeling sorely undersupplied. For some reason, I ran across a plethora of Molotovs and pills, but hardly any other varieties of other items. In fact, at the finale starting point, there was only 1 gun, an ammo pile, no health items, and a couple of explosion items. Despite all these issues, I'm putting this mod solidly in the meh pile because while it will fade from my memory into obscurity, it wasn't offensively bad or frustrating. I can only hope for the author's future, as this was the first of 4 total projects on game maps, 2 other survival maps, and 1 other campaign. So I'm assuming, keyword assuming, and hoping that they learned something from creating that first campaign and applied those lessons learned to future projects. Here's to hope.